You know what I like? I like Ben 10 and Danny Phantom. What if another Ben 10 and Danny Phantom fan made a comic book that was not only a sequel to both shows, but was also a crossover? Well, that sounds like a weird idea. So, like, how would that work? Well, let's find out today. Hello, guys. I'm Levi Church, and I have been a subscriber to Kuro the Artist's YouTube channel for a few months now, but I have not actually read his comic 5 years later yet. However, almost all the time I do check his wiki because I love Ben 10 artwork and his wiki has a lot of Ben 10 artwork. So, why have I not read his comic yet? Well, I did have a reason, but it's so dumb that I'm not going to talk about it. It is time for me to read 5 years later, a comic book that is a sequel to both Ben 10 Omniverse and Danny Phantom. Also, I would say spoilers for like 5 or 6 TV shows, but Kuro has said that you can read the comic without seeing any of the shows that the comic is a sequel to. So I will put a link in the description so you can read the comic book for yourself. Okay, let's get started. So the first chapter begins with the retelling of Danny Phantom's origin story, and then Danny tells us everything that has happened after the cartoon ended. So now Danny's dad has given up on ghost hunting and become an alcoholic, which is something he would never do in the cartoon. Jack loves ghost hunting so much he made an action figure of himself and a ghost action figure and plays ghost hunting with them. There is no way he would just leave ghost hunting up to the police. Anyway, back to the book. So after quitting ghost hunting, he then began to work on upgrading the ghost portal to travel to other realities. Danny uses the upgraded Ghost Portal to travel to the Null Void from Ben 10. The Null Void is basically a prison dimension that the good guys use in the Ben 10 universe to trap super dangerous alien criminals in. So after looking around in the Null Void for a little bit, he then crashes into the Rooters headquarters and meets Ben 10 and his partner Rook. Then Ben and Rook fight Danny Phantom, and Ben tries to kill Danny because every crossover needs to have the heroes fight each other. Then a Way Bad shows up in an awesome image, so now Ben and Danny Phantom have to work together to stop this monster, and they did it in a very bloody way. Yeah, this book may be about kids' cartoon characters, but this book is clearly meant for the older audience that grew up with these cartoons. Then Ben 10 and Danny Phantom became friends, and now they go to the Ben 10 universe. However, the first chapter ends with the return of the main villain of Danny Phantom, Vlad Plasmius. So what did I like and not like? Well, first off, what I did like Danny's older character design. I like the story so far, and I like the look of the Null Void and the Way Bad. So, what did I not like? I did not like Ben's older character design. I don't like his hair or his hat, and I cannot tell if he is wearing a shirt or jacket. I just don't think Ben would ever grow his hair that long, and I think he looks more hairy than Spider Monkey. I just don't really like hairy things, really. I also don't like that Ben said that he tried to kill someone. I just don't think that Ben would just randomly try to kill someone he just met in 3 seconds. Like, he tried to kill Vilgax, Scare, Maltruant, and Malware, but those were all big bads. This was just somebody he met in 3 seconds. How wouldn't he know, like, why he needed to kill him or anything like that. It's just all blah. And of course, there was also like Ben's character arc in Ultimate Alien, where he had to debate on if he should have killed Kevin or not, and it was ultimately a good thing that he didn't kill him. Honestly, if Ben has never tried to kill Dr. Animo, then why would he try to kill someone that he met after 3 seconds of meeting that person? Now, if I were to fix these problems by one, I would make Ben look more like a combo of the way he looked in Benton Omniverse and Benton Thousand's 30-year-old character design. And two, I would have tried to have Ben capture Danny for questioning instead of trying to kill him. And then they would encounter the way bad in the middle of a chase instead of like a middle of a fight. Now it's time to dig into chapter 2. The next chapter is mostly just explaining things to the audience and not much happens. Ben explains his story and we get to see 2 wonderful pages showing his story. It is only 2 pages, but the Ben 10 fan in me can't help but just to smile looking at them. We are shown a new group of characters that Ben is training to be plumbers, and that's it. We learn nothing about them other than Ben is training them. One of them tells Ben that something bad is happening, and that's all they do. She just could have been replaced with a computer, and these characters could have been introduced in a later chapter, because they add nothing to the current story. We also see Vlad returning to Earth before meeting Gion, who is a time-traveling character from Ben 10, and he convinces Vlad to join him, and Vlad would get his own universe to rule in exchange. Makes sense for Vlad to want a universe to rule. If Vlad wanted anything in the original Danny Phantom cartoon, it was honestly the love of Danny's mom and his own half-ghost son. But what he also wanted was power and to rule over people. So if he worked with Eon, then he would get both of those things. And the rest of the book is spent with a conversation that Danny and Ben were having about Danny's life in the Ghost Zone. And then the book ends with Ben and Danny teleporting to Ben's Earth to find Vlad has now shown up. And that is all I want to read today. That means this is the end of part 1 of my review of 5 Years Later. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope that Kuro watches this video because I want to talk to him really badly. And yeah, I'll watch Kuro's videos, and I do watch his YouTube channel, all that, and I like both Ben 10 and Danny Phantom. I would just like to just do something with Kuro the Artist. And I would also like to make a video going over all the character redesigns he created for 5 Years Later, because he's created a lot of new alien designs for this book. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. See you guys again later. Bye!